Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rob M. I'm a former military guy turned entrepreneur and attorney. And today we're going to be talking about how to improve yourself in 2024. Can you believe it's 2024 already? We're going to be talking a little bit about success, motivation, money, getting your life kick-started in 2024. And today in Massachusetts, where I am anyways, it was a stormy day. Lots of snow, some rain. And we're going to forget about that right now because in our minds, we have brightness. We have the thought that the weather doesn't matter. We don't, our emotion is not dependent upon the weather. Our success is not dependent upon the weather. Whatever we do in life is dependent upon what's up here. And if you don't have a positive mindset, if you don't think you can do something, I guarantee you, you will not be able to do it. So get your mindset right first, right off the bat. And then we're going to be talking about some of these tweets. And let's get into that right now. I think this live stream will last less than a half an hour or so. If you have somewhere to go, stick around because it's going to be a good one. Take a look. Okay, thanks. The first one I'd like to talk about is everything in life involves risk, and that includes doing nothing. And the way I like to think about this is, and somebody made a comment on this, and it was a good comment. Let's see what he said. He said, everything you want in life, where is this? Let's see here. He said, doing nothing is worse than risk. It guarantees failure. And that's true. If you do nothing, you're going to get nothing in return. It's as simple as that. If you do something, you might not succeed, but at least you're doing something. And it's the same with having a plan or not having a plan. When you don't have a plan, you're making a decision not to have a plan. When you do have a plan, at least you have a chance to succeed. So everything in life involves risks, and that includes doing nothing. When you do nothing, you risk getting nothing in return. You risk people not putting their trust in you because you're not the type of person who takes action and gets things done. And you want to be that type of guy. You want to be the type of guy who takes action and gets things done. Because when you do that, things are going to happen in your life. It's just like gravity. If you think about it, you don't have to do anything to make gravity work. You can drop something from a second floor window and you're guaranteed that it's going to hit the ground. That is if the normal laws of gravity apply, and they do. And it's the same with doing nothing. You can guarantee that if you do nothing, if you have no action, if you have no plan, you're going to get nothing in return. It's a guaranteed law of nature. So let's talk about this also. You have the power to create the life you want. And that is related to taking risk and doing nothing versus doing nothing. If you don't take a risk, if you don't take action, you're not going to create the life that you want. So I'd like to know what kind of life that you would like. What, put it in the comments. I'd like to know what kind of life that you would like in 2024. I know what kind of life I'm shooting for in 2024. Part of that involves giving my viewers, you, the ability to go out there and have hope that you can do something better in 2024. I know you can. I know you can if you put your mind to it. And it's, again, a law of nature. Let's see, why isn't this switching on here? Just bear with me a little bit. There it goes. I don't think that the audio, if I posted a bunch of videos, I don't think it's going to, maybe it will. You can check out some of these videos if you want any motivation. I do post some on Twitter too, but they're on the YouTube. They're on my YouTube account. But here's something that I thought was kind of interesting. Let's see if it's on the screen. I want to just make sure it is. No, it's not completely. I wrote here that a man might save a woman, but men, no one is going to save you. And then I got to thinking about that. And I got to thinking, can't see the tweet. I got to thinking about confirmation bias. And confirmation bias is something that you should be familiar with. Confirmation bias is seeking out information to confirm your own beliefs and prejudices. So if you think that it's difficult to earn money, that it's difficult to accumulate wealth and riches, and let's say Bitcoin, you think you're in, you think you missed the wave, you, you, that it's impossible to do something with Bitcoin now or anything in life because everybody's already taken up everything that could possibly be taken up. Well, that's not true. But if you look around, you'll find information to confirm that belief, which is called confirmation bias. And let me see if I can give you some examples off the top of my head. Let's say you could travel back in time to the 1800s, and you travel back, let's say the early 1800s, and you travel back, and you travel to New York City in the early 1800s. You go to Times Square, and Times Square has some businesses in them, but it has some houses, and there's some vacant lots. And the people back then are saying, "Well, who the heck is ever going to buy this land in Times Square? It's not worth anything." And from your perspective in 2024, you're saying to yourself, "That's crazy. If I had land in Times Square in 2024, I'd be rich. I'd be a millionaire." But in 2024, you look at Times Square and you say, "There's no opportunity left. There's no opportunity. I can't make any money in Times Square." Well, I challenge you to challenge that belief. There are ways that you could make money in Times Square. And that could be as simple as investing in a proportion of real estate in Times Square. That is if you want to invest in real estate in Times Square. There's other real estate investment opportunities that are flooding the market. They're all around us. It's amazing that the amount of the amount of opportunities that are within our reach in 2024 just astound me. And I have been taking the last couple of weeks to read a lot of books. Now, I'm not saying that I've read every word of every book that I've put in front of myself, but I have read quite a bit of them. And what my train of thought is right now, I've been spending the last 3 years promoting my social media accounts, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. Oops, there goes my stand. Straighten that, put myself back in the middle. I've spent a lot of time and I've made very, very little money. I can't say I haven't made 1 cent, but it's been an extremely low amount of money that I've made on social media. And the primary purpose that I see anyway of posting this content that I post on social media is to benefit you, benefit the subscribers by the experiences that I've had in my life, and hopefully that you can benefit from those experiences and apply them to your own life. And that is my really hope that somebody has been able to do that over the last 3 years. And I think some people have. And that makes me happy, and that's great. And I know a lot of YouTube gurus, let's say, and I won't even point any of them out, you know who they are. They're making money hand over fist from their subscribers by posting courses and whatever else they post, affiliate links. I'm not doing that here. And that's fine because I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to enrich your life. And I think one of the great, great moments that are before us on YouTube, on social media, and in life in general is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has improved so much. It makes everything that I do anyway so much easier. And I can give you an example. I'm an attorney. When I first started practicing law, in order to do research on a case, so let's say I had a problem, is slipping on a floor and Stop and Shop. Can I bring a lawsuit for somebody who slipped on a floor and Stop and Shop and sue Stop and Shop? Well, let's take Stop and Shop out of this. Let's say a supermarket. Somebody falls on the floor in a supermarket and they hurt themselves badly and they want to bring a lawsuit against that supermarket. Well, originally I would go to a law library and research that information, which would include looking in the back of books, looking at keywords in the back of law books, trying to find what information I could look up in the index on whether or not slipping in a supermarket is a suable offense. So it was a tedious process. Then I would have to go to the books and look up the specific case. Then I would have to look up to see whether or not that case was still valid case law. Then that changed a little bit. Then case law was put on like CDs or floppy disks. So you could search through the case law like that. That improved and improved and improved. And then all of a sudden you could search cases online. So now you didn't even have to go into a library. You could use case law online. And now I see with the advent of artificial intelligence as an attorney, I don't even have to go online. I mean, I do go online, and look at cases. But right now, all I have to do is look at ChatGPT or Bard or Bing Copilot, and I can get information on case law and all kinds of information that it would take me days or weeks in the past. So is law going to be disintermediated? I think so. I think a lot of it will be. Some of it won't be. And it would be the same with accounting and the same with medicine, uh, engineering, probably not as much as dental because you're going to have to go into a dentist and get your teeth drilled if you have a cavity. And I think artificial intelligence isn't going to replace attorneys per se right away anyway, because, for instance, I represent people on appeal. So somebody might come to me and say, I lost my appeal in the trial court. I'm dissatisfied with the decision in the trial court, and I want to appeal that decision to a higher court. And they would hire me to bring that appeal in the appeals court or a higher court. I have the experience to know the judges, some of the judges anyway, or what they expect in an appeals court. And if I did a case in the trial court, I would have the experience of what a judge would be like, or maybe what a typical jury might be like in a trial court. I would know about the culture of the court and how to file documents and how to get things done. Whereas if you just relied on artificial intelligence to solve a legal problem, artificial intelligence wouldn't be able to take into account, at this point anyway, how to deal with the culture of a court and how to actually present a case to an appellate court, appellate judges. So that's pretty interesting that at this point, people were worried about blue collar jobs being taken over by artificial intelligence. But it looks like at this point, the worry, if I'm not worried as an attorney to have my job taken away, but yeah, there's a lot of legal information that could be very easily searched in no time at all with the various artificial intelligences that are out on the market right now. And again, I use them. So that's pretty much proof that attorneys are becoming less and less relevant, although they won't be taken out of the picture right away. And it's the same with medicine. I mean, right now, if you had a medical problem, you could look that medical problem up on ChatGPT or Bard, Google Bard, or Bing Copilot, or any of the other various artificial intelligences, and get that information and find out. Let's say, well, I have a neck ache. ChatGPT, what are some of the causes of when a person has the symptoms from a neck ache? And ChatGPT would give you some of the causes and maybe some ways that you could solve that problem. So pretty cool. ChatGPT couldn't prescribe medication at this point. ChatGPT couldn't take the place of a clinician's experience with neck problems. They could come pretty close, but they couldn't necessarily, just like in law, couldn't really get that actual experience of the interaction, the one-on-one interaction between a patient and a clinician. Just like ChatGPT could not get that closeness, you could say, that interaction between an attorney and their client on what the client is trying to solve, what the actual goal of the client is, and how the best possible way to resolve that issue. ChatGPT couldn't get to that point at this time, but pretty close, and it will at some point, but not at this time. So, what I thought was interesting was this tweet that I tweeted the other day on Twitter, and I tweeted that a man might save a woman, but men, no one is going to save you. Now, at first blush, that seems pretty logical as a man, but I wanted to know whether or not what I wrote, and I should have looked it up beforehand, but whether or not what I wrote was correct. Do women actually come to the rescue of men? And at first I thought, well, in my experience, that usually doesn't happen. But then I thought, well, yeah, it does actually happen. And what I actually did was the same thing that I've asked you all to do, and that is not to have confirmation bias. And confirmation bias is what I've talked about earlier in this live cast, is finding information to confirm what you believe. And I don't want to continue the whole train of thought, but if you think that it's impossible to get rich, you're going to suddenly find in your YouTube feed videos confirming your belief that it's impossible for you to get rich. So if you found this video, congratulations, because you probably don't have the confirmation bias that you're not going to get rich in 2024. But if you want to get rich in 2024, one of the easiest ways to do it is to get rid of confirmation bias. And this tweet that I posted on Twitter is unfortunately full of confirmation bias on my part, and I should not have posted it before I looked into whether or not it was possible that there was two sides to the story. And let's see, when I look to see whether or not that this tweet might have confirmation bias, I did check Bing Copilot, and that's another artificial intelligence. And if you don't have Copilot, if you haven't had the opportunity to use Bing Copilot, you're missing out on a lot of good stuff. Now, when I use artificial intelligence, I switch between a number of artificial intelligences to get the best possible answer, to get the best possible, let's say, rewrite of a sentence or a paragraph that I want to post, let's say on LinkedIn. And obviously, you have to edit the information that is posted or that is created by artificial intelligence. But let's take a look at why this tweet might have some implicit bias in it. And by that, I mean confirmation bias. And that is because, and I don't even see it, but let's see. There may be women, ChatGPT says, that who would rescue or come to the aid of a man who is floundering in life. For example, a woman may help a man who is a friend, family member, or some other relationship between them. So that's true. If you have a girlfriend, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a spouse, if you have a mother, if you have a father, if you have a sister, if you have a brother, some kind of relationship like that, which most of us, I would say that 99% of us have. I hope everybody that is watching this has, then we would understand, that you would understand, that I understand, that there's a good possibility that a woman would come to the aid of a man who needs help. So that tweet that I tweeted isn't exactly 100% accurate. Uh, a woman may also help a man who is a stranger. For instance, if she feels empathy, sympathy, or generosity toward him. Yeah, or maybe a woman might help a man that she expects something in return from that's floundering in life, such as gratitude, or respect, or friendship, or even romance. So look at that tweet and look at the things that you think about life in 2024 that you accept carte blanche. That means just without any question at all. And ask yourself, is that belief going to get you where you want to go in 2024? I can see that belief that I tweeted about that seemed kind of correct in my experience anyway, wouldn't help me in 2024 because there's a whole complete gender of females that are potential people that could help me out personally and that could help you out personally. And I believe that they would help me out. uh, because females are good at helping people, just as men are. So look at what your beliefs are in 2024 and determine whether or not those beliefs are serving you well. I'm just looking at this answer to see whether or not I can give you some more tidbits that might help you out in your life. I think that's a pretty good help. I think that if you look at this tweet and say to yourself that, yeah, maybe some of my strongly held personal beliefs are not getting me to where they might get me in life in 2024 if I did not have those beliefs. Mhm. If you look at this video, the danger, you couldn't see that video, could you? Let me move it down just a bit. Uh, there. The danger of short videos, which I've posted hundreds of them, more than hundreds, over the last 3 years, is that you can't go into depth. I can't go into depth in the amount of information that is really necessary to explain a concept. And this is a good example of one of them. I posted this video not too long ago. And let's listen to it again. Can hear. Not sure why that's not coming up. Let's see. Let's see. Refresh. Okay. Still not working. Anyway, the point of this is there are people in your life that you should avoid, but there's a lot of people that you shouldn't avoid. And I like Grant Cardone, and I don't listen to him too much anymore. And I heard that he brought a lawsuit against somebody, the guy at T-Mobile, for libel or slander. I can't remember which. Libel is slander is spoken, libel is a written word. So I'm not sure which one it was. But whatever it was, Grant Cardone allegedly brought a lawsuit against the head of T-Mobile for allegedly that guy saying something that Grant Cardone felt was untrue and not very flattering. Grant Cardone used to say that when his daughters were young, little, that he'd bring them on a plane, a flight. And in one example, his daughter said, Daddy, Daddy, I'm hungry. I want a cookie, and there aren't any more cookies. You ate yours, I ate mine, and I really want a cookie. They're good, they're sweet, they're delicious. So Grant said to his daughter, I don't have a cookie. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to get a cookie. Now, look behind you. There's like 50, 60 people behind you, and it's people in front of you. Mm, maybe you can find a cookie. Maybe they have a cookie. His daughter is like, well, I don't know those people. They're strangers. Grant said, well, strangers have everything that you need in life. Go and find out if you can get a cookie. So his daughter went up and down the aisles. I don't think she had to go too far and look to see whether or not one of the people that were sitting behind her had the cookie that she wanted. And sure enough, she found the cookie that she wanted. So if I can leave you with something from this live cast today, that is, strangers have everything that you want to get in life. And you might have something that those people want too. I know that I would love to go into partnership with some of you. And I have plenty of ideas, and I'm sure you do too. I would love to build real estate, big buildings, office buildings, apartment buildings. There's land somewhere around my area, and I'm not going to give it away what it is because it's an astounding idea. So if you have any experience in real estate syndications and apartment buildings, I have a great opportunity available to somebody that might want to partner in this area. So you and I are strangers right now, but if we connect and we pool our resources and we pool our ideas and we get other people on board, we're going to do great in 2024. I'm going to do great in 2024 anyway. And my hope, my desire for you is to do even better in 2024 than you did in every prior year in your life. And I don't care if you're 90 years old, 100 years old, or 18 years old. You can do better in your life this year, and I'm confident of that. And the way that you can do better this year is to get people in your life, including myself, that can make your life better. I'm Rob McCarthy. I'm a former United States Marine Corps Major. I'm a digital entrepreneur. I am an attorney at law. I'm a former congressional candidate. I have experience in real estate, politics, business. I have experience in just about every area of law. With that in mind, if you're interested in partnering with Rob McCarthy, I'd love to hear from you. With that, I'm going to let you all go. Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast, this livecast on YouTube. Have a great evening. Have a great 2024. I know you can do it. Stay tuned for better things to come. Good evening.